When you had a shitty day, nothing's going right. Waking up to a class or job that you never liked. Take a moment, breathe, sit back, be a weed.
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, yeah.
As bad as it all seems.
Alright, you ready?
It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same. It's all the same, it's all the same.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Band Podcast. We are blluist. My name is Gray.
And I'm Blue. And this
welcome.
is month 19, episode 18.
Heck yeah. Welcome, everybody.
The first public one.
We've had a couple of public episodes, but this is like...
of the series.
Yeah.
From now on, it will be open to the public.
This is going to be on YouTube. We're going to rip the audio off this, and we'll be posting it up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and what episode did you say? We're almost at 20 episodes, right? So people are like, what the hell are you talking about? We actually have been doing this since our first month of ever streaming, kind of keeping an audio log, and we just kind of go through what the month was like, good stuff, bad stuff, and it was just an opportunity for us to just talk to each other about stuff. So, and from now on, all these episodes are going to be public. They're going to be video podcasts like this. Hopefully get better quality as we go.
Yeah. So it might be a little scuffed at first, but
hope you guys enjoyed
it gets
that
better
theme song
as we go. So
yeah, with a top tier theme song at the beginning. And we have our Lord Anu right here.
He's here with us too.
But anyways, this is a big one because January 2020, right? So we just started this year, and many things changed. Right, you want to just go through some of the changes on stream that?
Well, biggest thing is our schedule.
Yeah.
So we went from 2 times a day, 3 hours each, to 6 hours in the mornings, or 6 hours at night. So we only stream once a day now. Oh, I mean, the hours should be the same as before. We just kind of consolidated it and made it 6 hours.
And I think we can speak for the both of us when I say
it's a lot better.
It's a lot better, and we feel a lot less tired.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Because we can actually rest now. That's the thing. Because before, but with having 2 split streams, it was like we had that weird like couple hours in between stream where we didn't know if we could if we should be anxious for the next stream or if we can kind of. It wasn't like a proper rest because we still had work to do later on. Yeah. Kind of thing. So
it's so weird because like you think you work longer in one block, you get more tired. But it's actually, you feel a lot less tired. We're actually recording this. We're actually recording this. Now that there's a camera, people can actually see
what's happening.
What the heck is happening. But anyways, we can for people that are listening to this in the audio portion, Anu is fiercely licking. Usually Blue has to ignore this with all her might, but right now, yeah.
He is grooming me because he just ate dinner, so.
Anyways, usually I feel like you get tired, but doing one block and having the rest of the night off, or having the time to go hang out with friends or whatnot is actually a lot more relaxing. And another big thing that happened was we really try to work out our schedule. For people that are in the community, they know that we actually changed it up after we announced it. But I'm on stream a lot less.
You're only on stream 3 times now.
And that was another big change.
Big change. There's a lot more just me stream.
Yeah. And how does that feel for you?
It's actually pretty good.
Thanks.
Like
Thank you.
It's getting easier to stream by myself. So it's getting a lot more natural, I suppose. So I think at this point I do want to try and find a way where we can differentiate like when I solo stream versus when we stream together. So that would be kind of nice to do in the future, is to figure out if there's a way we can make them different somehow. So.
And that's kind of this like, that's a big thing that we tried to do was to see if it was actually possible for you to stream alone. And that's something that we've been talking about at the end of last year, being like, give you more opportunities, which in turn gives me more opportunities to do play more games this year on my end when I actually am on stream, right? So that's always kind of good. I think it could have been really bad. Like after the first week, we were like, so how do we feel about this schedule? And we're like, I think we feel good. And January is always a busy time for me at work anyways. So it was kind of perfect for me. Going into February, it's going to get hopefully a little bit easier, but
I mean, now with this schedule, it basically means we're working at the same exact hours now.
that's something we try to do too. Yeah, we try to match it with my day job, right?
And so when I'm streaming by myself, you're at work.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Because it would usually be when we start at noon, I would already be at work for like 2 hours. And then you start, now it's as soon as I kind of get settled at work, you start streaming.
Yep.
And then.
And we end stream ends when you kind of are getting ready to go home. So
that our kind of personal lives have like matched up. And I think we have one of the best things that I think we did was originally it was only supposed to be morning streams, but because we do have people from Europe that check us out, we decided
as well
to do
as people from Japan who work during the day.
That's true. Yeah, so we kind of have a night stream too, and that actually turned out to be really good. I thought I'd be really tired for that, but it's actually we do it on Saturdays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays I don't do a face cam because I'm like really out of it at that time, but because the schedule goes, I go to work, I get off work, come home, and then stream starts. So, or I'll be at work, and then this month I've been at work a lot longer, so I come in maybe like 1 or 2 hours after the stream starts. But going on from here, it should be like I get home and then so I just do no face cam. But yeah, it just might be because I spent a lot less time on camera, but it gave me more opportunities to think about what we want to do outside of stream. But also still creating content like YouTube videos. We did a little Digimon theme song video that I got messages saying that people really like that, and hopefully we do more of that, and then kind of using that and testing that out and going, hey, we can just do that for the podcast too.
Yeah. We also got a few song requests. I forgot to mention. Yeah. They want us to do what we did for
like
Digimon.
Which songs? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. We definitely want to try that out. I had a really good time doing that video. I thought of it, and I thought I just had some downtime at work. I think it was during lunch, and I just decided, hey, we talked about it a little bit before, so it was kind of in the corner of my head, and then I just took the song, put the lyrics out. Actually took a lot longer than I thought, and another thing was I thought I knew the song well, but I really didn't. Yeah. The more I read into it, the more I found out about it, and I'm sure a lot of other songs are like that. So I'm excited to keep doing that. Maybe, and it was more like, hey, it was like a show and tell more of like what my findings to Blue, because I had it in my notepad. So that's the kind of, because before we record the video, I asked you, do you want to do like a half and half? Yeah. And so it's not just me talking the whole time. And he said, well, you kind of came up with this thing, so maybe you should just, for the first one, just kind of have it like a show and tell where you tell me,
where you present it, and then from now on, if we can work on songs together, and then we can present it together. But I didn't want to be in the situation where like, well, I didn't translate it, so it's just kind of weird for me to explain it when you already did it. Like you did the song this time, so I just thought it'd be better if you just presented it, because it is something that you took the time to do. So.
I mean, and I feel like we kind of agree on the stuff that we found. Mm-hmm. I told you beforehand, I was like, so this is what it's like, and you're like, wow, that's really cool. But I guess that makes sense. Like, I thought it was this, but I guess that's my interpretation. Maybe you can give your interpretation of the song next, right? So I don't know, I just want to do more stuff like that. And alongside with this being on YouTube now, I wanted to do like 2 cameras because we have 2 webcams, but then I wanted to be streaming first and then trying to do this other stuff with the least amount of effort as possible, but still kind of having things that people want to see or people want to check out. And because I think a lot of people still don't know what the band podcast is, even though we've been doing it for almost 2 years. Yeah. right? So this is kind of our opportunity to kind of push it out there, right? Okay. So we have a big schedule change. We've been working on some other content that's not just Twitch. Another thing that we started doing, or I guess the trend, or what we really talked about, was we stuck with one game for a month and then we tried to see where it would take us.
See
How
what
yeah.
what the biggest difference between a variety streamer and a consistent one game streamer was. And I mean, the thing is, I don't know if it was because we stuck with one game, or if it was because just, I don't know, maybe it was good timing or something, but our numbers did grow like significantly.
Doubled.
Yeah, we doubled in average, like our average viewership doubled. The amount of people we get into our stream doubled, or even maybe even close to triples on some days. But I just don't know if it was because of the fact that we played one game and so we consistently got a lot of people who like that game, or if it was because of the schedule change. So not really sure.
We saw a change, and for people that are watching this for the first time, we kind of like to talk about things that we normally don't really talk about on streams, kind of the behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, we see. So if you feel like there's a lot of numbers, or like we talk about numbers, we just like to discuss that on this podcast. I think that's one of the cool things that we get to do on here. But yeah, so to go back to that, it was like immediately, because we took like 3 days off or 4 days off.
4 days off for New Year's. Yeah.
A longer break than most streamers, because they went hard even on like the first or the second. We took a couple days off to kind of refresh, because let's be honest, we were pretty burnt out at the end of 2019.
Yeah. And also we were already planning a schedule change.
Yeah.
So we thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to kind of rest, figure things out, see what we want to do, kind of plan the next couple months. And so, yeah. So, and then after we came back from break, it was like, wait, why are all these people here, kind of thing.
We thought it was like because people haven't gotten back to work yet. And I think it has to do something with that too. But I remember the first day, we started on a Monday, and I wasn't supposed to be there, but my work didn't start yet. So I was there for the morning stream, and we kind of adjusted our sleep schedule like maybe a week before that.
Yeah.
Just to get ready, because there was no way we would wake up at 8:30 to go, get the stream started. If it was our old sleep schedule. So we fixed that. We got on. Felt really good.
Yeah.
6 hours kind of like flew by, because we also have a little lunch break.
Yeah.
During the stream.
We have a little mukbang.
Yeah, where we actually stream it, and everyone kind of like, if you're eating, you eat. We just take a break. So we did that, and yeah, it was just the numbers were very, very different. It felt, and then I thought, yeah, people are just not going back to work, just like me. And then we're almost at February, and the numbers, they did change a little bit.
Yeah.
But we still have like strong days that were stronger than any of the days than compared to 2019. Yeah. So
like, even though it did dip down, it wasn't to the point where like it's still a lot more than we used to have, and it's not even close to what we used to have.
Yeah.
Like it's not to the point where like we lost all these people who came in at the beginning. So we don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
We don't really know the reason yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
I wasn't even on stream as much as I was before, and this is a place to be honest. And we tried out this try one game. Hey, it's a strong game, so I think it was easier. Mm-hmm. It did a lot better, but it was coming from us where we switch games pretty fast, or we play shorter games, or like the game that we streamed was 14, and we loved the game, and we loved coming back to the game and whatnot. But to just constantly watch you play that game, for 6 hours every day, or when I'm not every day, but like every stream, was actually pretty rough on me. I didn't know how you felt, because you're actually playing the game, and it's a very different experience. But it was actually, I just realized like I much prefer doing a variety stream, although it's very important to progress as a streamer too. So it's also very important. And I see why variety streamers have such a harder time to gain momentum, um, while having this really core group, and that's really important, and we know that. But it was this. I knew people weren't gonna be. Some people weren't gonna be happy about it, but we thought, we should try it. Just try it out because we've never done that before, and it really helped that our numbers were strong, and it kept us kind of going, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like, to me, there were some days, like, especially like today's stream when it was the end of the month. I was just kind of like, yeah, we really need to switch it up. Like, it's getting hard on me too, and I could tell that it's getting harder for you too. Not because the game is bad, not because the you were getting bored of the game. It was just getting harder and harder to just push and push and push a game that is a lot more slow paced compared to other online games, and it's like a slower burn. It's a lot of grinding, and so it was just kind of hard to. I feel like I'm in that mindset of a variety streamer.
Yeah, for me, because I was playing the game. I'm still not really. I don't feel like, I guess, bored of the game or anything like that. It's just more like, it is. There are some days when it's slow, but that's why I, try to do PvP where it's not just, you're not just seeing a character attack little creatures and stuff like that and just leveling, or it's just like POTD runs, or like as in like dungeon crawling kind of thing. And so I did try to do other things to see if that was maybe better. And that did, it is more, because I'm trying different things, it is more exciting in a way. Because I do, like, if I want to do like a harder trial, like a savage content kind of thing, then it is more exciting, where I think it's really apparent. Like, I show it, and like, I think it's probably fun for people to watch those too. But what I think the biggest thing I noticed was when I'm by myself, it's because I am playing the game. It's not, you say, like, all my focus is just on the game and then chat, right? But when we're streaming together, all your focus is chat, because you're not playing the game, right? And so it becomes this thing where I start noticing that you're getting bored watching the game. And so I start like feeling a little bit of like, not necessarily stress, but more like, oh, I need to do something like this. Like, oh, like I don't, because as a streamer, I don't want you to be bored either. Like, I think that's something that we need to do, like, work together to make sure that we are both enjoying the stream or enjoying the current stream. And so when I can tell that you're getting bored, or maybe you're getting like you just don't know what to do anymore kind of thing. Like, you can't really comment about the game, like, and it's just, yeah, you're just kind of watching me just grind a little bit. Then there's a part of me that's like, okay, I need to move on kind of thing, or I can't do this. So that's why I meant, like, I want to do something where, like, when I'm by myself, I think it's okay. Like, it's easier for me to stream games like MMOs, because then it's just me, I'm playing the content, it's just, me talking to chat. And of course, since me talking to chat becomes a little bit slower because I'm having to keep up with chat, I think conversations tend to go a little bit longer as well. And so a lot more people can add into the conversation, and the conversation gets like, it's like a snowball, and it turns into something bigger and bigger and bigger. But when someone is consistently like reading chat all the time, you pick it up very, very quickly. And so sometimes like the conversation's over before, like, I don't know, maybe some other people wanted to talk about it, but there's already, like, chat's already moving on. Like, it goes by a lot quicker when there's both of us. And so I think it would be a better idea for when we do stream together for us to play something that's a little bit more like, it could either be co-op play, like where we switch controls, or horror games, or something that's a little bit more fast paced, where like chat, it's okay if chat goes fast, or it's okay if there's a lot of excitement on stream kind of thing. Because there are two people to cover it kind of thing too. Because I don't think that's something I would be comfortable doing by myself. Is what I mean is, I don't think I could play a very like a fast-paced, exciting game on stream by myself, because I don't think I can focus on the game and talk to chat at the same time. Because as a streamer, since we have been streaming for 2 years, almost 2 years, but we are both very comfortable streaming together. Like the first year and a half, we've been streaming together, where one of us always was either on gameplay or on chat. And so I don't think there was ever a time where we could really practice to stream and like chat at the same time. And so we are still very new when it comes to that. So I think it's very, very difficult even now, even after a month of me doing this, it is still very difficult for me to balance the two very well. And so I think that's why it did help that it was 14, that I started with 14, was because the gameplay, there's like little bits of break time. I can go back to chat and read chat if I missed any, or like talk about, like, the conversation can be slow and I can keep it going, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a little bit, I went on for a long time, but.
No, I think it's really important. I think because we do have a really unique dynamic where we do have one person that is watching chat like 99% of the time versus somebody that's playing the game and has to do that 50-50 split. So a lot of the times, if you've ever been on a blluist stream, there would be, I would say, the username, so you don't have to read chat. I say the username and then I say what they said, right? Whether it be to me or to you, I'll say it out loud. So I'm kind of like the text to speech command kind of thing going on, and that was just something that I kind of realized I should kind of keep doing. And yeah, and it's not that I was bored. It's just, first off, I'm not really good at sitting in a chair.
You're not good at sitting still, yeah.
So you see me moving a lot anyways, and when I have nothing to do, it's just I just don't know what to do with myself. Yeah. And yeah, like gameplay, it's pretty slow, right? And I'm not playing it, and it is the same thing over and over and over again. So it definitely makes sense that
like I don't expect, I think it does get boring. Like I don't want to lie about it. Like I think it does get boring watching, because there are times when it's like, oh, okay, this must be, like, I realize like, oh, this must be really boring, I should move on. So that's what I mean. It's like, but instead of me realizing it a little bit later, I have someone next to me who is like an immediate response. So you kind of let me know that, oh, okay, this is boring, so I should move on, kind of thing as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to,
really
is the aspect of boredom too, but there's also the aspect, I just wanted to kind of add on to that, saying that it's just a personal thing that I probably have less patience with that than a lot more people, right? Because we're in a situation where in chat, people always talk to us and stuff. But I think there's a clean split with people that are really interested and want to know what's going on in this PvP section of the game versus people that are just there. They don't even have, they're like me, where they're looking at the chat. Like my second monitor is just the chat.
Yeah.
And then the other one is your game screen. So I think people are looking at chat more. And that's something that I wanted to bring up, was now that I've done this, we've done it for almost 2 years, right? And we do have this situation where we have two people doing something that normally one streamer has to do with one person, right? Which is read chat and play the game. And we've had conversations about this before, and I never really brought it up. We just kind of acknowledged it, and I didn't talk to you this beforehand, so I'm putting you on the spot. But do you think it's important that a streamer tries to get the people that are watching to watch the game? Or do you think it's more important, or do you think there's there's a type of streamer that can still work, where it can actually, people say you can play whatever you want and we'll still watch, and some people really, really do that, but I think that's like a minority of people. Do you think it's possible? Do you think I don't know how I should word this right, but do you think a streamer should always have the viewers focus on the game, or do you think that doesn't really matter?
I think it's the person first, game later.
Person first, game
so
later.
As in, I think it's more important, because if you wanted to watch the game, there's plenty of other people who are better at the game. And so I think it's very clear that the game is important, because a lot of people are there because they want you to experience maybe the games that they've played before or that they enjoy. And so I think playing a relevant game is also important because that kind of ties whoever's watching to the streamer because you both like something, and so you can kind of be really really hype about scenes that you know about, or it's like, oh, this is coming up, it's going to be so cool to watch how they like play it kind of thing. So I think the game is important, but at the end of the day, I think it's secondary compared to the person, if that makes sense. But I think it's still important. Like you can't just play like, I don't know. You do. I think it is very important to play relevant games, especially, I mean, I'm not saying like play games that maybe you're not interested in, but at least play something like that you are interested in, but and you know that maybe some other people are interested in, or maybe it's a new game, or it's something that you can experience together, or maybe it's a game that's, you know, been widely known but you'd never played it before kind of thing. And I think those tend to, I think, be a little bit more fun to watch for people too, I think, because there's, I mean, especially since we do stream every day, everyone sees us every single day. And so I think there is to a point where you need something to talk about sometimes. And if the gameplay is the same, the person's the same, and it's like the next day, then what else? Like, there's not going to be much you can add to the conversation, or maybe you're running out of questions, or maybe you're running out of topics or something like that. So you kind of need something to ignite the fire, so to speak. And I think the game kind of adds to that.
Yeah. And it kind of weaves into your conversations too, because you can say jokes about things. You can kind of formulate jokes and other casual conversations based on the game if you guys are both interested in the game, like things that come out in the game, you know. Mm-hmm. Like you can mention, you know, like chocobos or something, and if you went into somewhere that has no idea what a chocobo is, that, you know, the joke wouldn't work or something like that. Just like common things that you don't even notice, right? So I think, and I just mentioned that because we do have we have a situation where, or we've been trying to create a situation where if you want to watch the game, enjoy the game, gameplay, but we're not like pro gamers, you know, we're like not even good. So instead of that, create a place where I always say the lunch table, like create that lunch table situation where you just feel comfy and cozy, just being there. But that's really hard to create. That's a hard place. It's easier said than done, because why would you want to be there when there's literally millions of other places where you feel more at home?
Yeah.
So, it's always that we're like competing not against just streamers, right? But it's a competition with literally everything that takes your attention, right? And that makes you feel comfy. And it could even be against you just sitting there not doing anything. That could feel more comfortable, right? But instead of that, it's just kind of like, hey, come hang out with us, right? And so we try to focus on, and I think I got to see that streaming one game and really trying to focus on honing on that. We did play Monster Hunter here and there. We did play Kingdom Hearts to one stream of Kingdom Hearts, but I think it was very apparent that we were really just trying, and I said it in the Discord too, but we were just trying to really grind out one game.
Yeah.
But I never really said why. And it was, well, I said some of the reasons why. It was doing good. We want to keep the momentum. We're getting a lot more new people. But the other reason was I wanted to try it because that's what, you know, the things that I saw weren't working before.
So we wanted to try
it out.
All other options.
Yeah. And we also had an Isekai podcast, and they asked us what our New Year's resolution was, and we said we wanted to figure out what blluist is. And in order to figure out what blluist is, it's also important to figure out what blluist isn't.
Yeah.
And so I want to just try everything and see what we're not and what we are. So we, at the end of this year, we can say, okay, blluist, explain. I think it was Toph was talking about how explain your stream to like a marketing guy in one sentence. And I don't have that answer.
I don't need that.
Hopefully we can get an answer by the end of the year. And I think trying out new things, and things that we've avoided doing because of what the viewership that we have, like the kind of people that watch us, like variety streaming. So we knew it was going to piss people off, but I think it was worth the shot. Like
I think so too.
yeah, and it was really fun, and you'll still play 14, but it's not like we're never gonna play it again. But I think now we do have a couple of ideas that we want to do with streams, with IRL streams, other games that we want to play, kind of get back into the groove. Hopefully, keeping at least some of the people that stuck around for the 14 streams, and then bringing back the people that stopped watching because they're not interested in 14 streams, and stuff like that. Yeah, like I think it's just, yeah, I'm the chat guy. Like I'm always just not as in just I'm staring at chat the whole time. It's just like kind of like a post-it note that I'm always watching. So it's, and you're not, that's not you, right? You have the more I guess the normal streamer thing. We have the game up in the chat, and hopefully I can kind of alleviate the stress that you have to go through of just like playing something intense and then seeing. So I just wanted to ask your outlook, because I don't think we've ever talked about that.
I don't think so either.
It's weird that we're doing it on mic and not off mic, but yeah, I thought.
Yeah. I think, and another thing I want to do this year is also, since you are on stream less, I think it'd be great if we can somehow, someday down the line, it doesn't have to be now, but get more great streams. Like maybe there's a day where you just stream by yourself. And I mean, that could be, it doesn't have to be this year, but where you're more comfortable in the driver's seat, so to speak. Because it's most of the time it's me playing the game. And I think people do want to see you play the game.
I do have to warn you, the one time that I streamed for 8 hours and I bawled twice on camera. So I just have to say, like, I don't know if that's good. Like, I'm obviously emotionally unstable.
We'll have to work on some things. The crying was, I think, good. Just, yeah. So I think it would be better if we can have some gray streams too, because I know people are interested. I've already had more than a few people ask me if that's ever gonna happen. So
really, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play. I've said this before. We need to play a horror game together again.
Yeah.
That's always such a fun time. It's also games that don't last like 100 hours. So, but when we're just kind of like, okay, this game is good, we're done with this now, the game ends. So it's kind of like
the one stream game.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3, and then we go on to the next one. Like if it's like a Resident Evil one, it'll take a couple streams, and then we'll go on to the next one. So I think, yeah, horror streams, co-op streams. I want to do a little bit more like online games, not MMOs, but like fast-paced online, not like Fortnite, but I have a specific game in my head that I don't want to say it because I don't want to. We don't know if we're gonna do it yet, and I don't want to say it if we don't end up doing it. But it's a kind of game that has a very different dynamic. Again, I want to do a lot more things that aren't just Twitch, but also kind of content that everybody can enjoy. Hopefully, that's not just restricted to live streaming. So hopefully we can get that done. And we're getting closer. And I'm saying it here. We didn't really want to talk about it much on the other save point, but this is our podcast, so I think it's fair to talk about that. We're slowly getting to that partnership that, and I want to, and we have a team member that's like applied right now.
Yep.
And hopefully she'll get it soon. But, what is your personal opinion about, because we are inching closer.
Yeah.
We are definitely, because.
And I do want to say, just for a record, we are at around like 50s for average
50s
at this
average,
moment.
yeah.
50s to 60s. Like, sorry, 50 to 60 is our average right now, as of this month. So
75 is the line, but that's not the only requirement.
Yeah. There's a few that they don't say, but it's just the minimum. That's the minimum that you need.
Yeah.
It's 75 just to apply, but that doesn't mean you'll get it either. So yeah.
So that's the line, and then I think throughout 2019, we were like mid 30s. If we were lucky, no, we never went over.
It was
40.
low 40s. It was like 41, maybe the highest.
like the
Yeah.
month average. I don't think we've
Oh
ever
yeah,
gotten.
it was
before.
30s. Yeah.
We're staying at 30s, and then all of a sudden we're hitting like 50s, sometimes 60 averages depending on the day. So it's been literally double of what we've been doing. So I feel like we definitely feel closer,
Yeah.
right?
We are inching closer. Yeah.
Because like at the end of last year, I was like maybe like in another 2 or 3 years or something like that. But we are definitely. I feel like at least this month is extremely strong for us.
And I just hope we can at least keep it or do better in the coming months. Because if it dips down from here, then, oof, I don't know.
We'll have to
It's
see.
scary,
We'll have
yeah.
to see,
It's really scary. Not gonna lie.
And now that we are going to start playing other games, hopefully, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying a little bit to kind of go back, but I don't know. I think it's more important to do something that, and this is very cliche, but hopefully we can both enjoy doing this, because I think longevity is probably the most important thing, right? And doing more creative things that other people that might not attract new people because it's very different, but not being afraid of that, and just because we do get the partnership, it really doesn't change much. It's just a little badge, and the minuscule, like the payout changes a little bit, but
That.
we think of it as we always talk about how getting that badge is finally getting to the starting line.
Yeah.
And that's why we can't wait to start the real race. And that might sound a little weird, almost a little bit pretentious in some ways, but I think that's true. Like I think, and I'm not saying affiliates that aren't at partnership aren't even in the race yet, but for me, I feel like because we're in a place like we are, and I have high hopes for things, and I hopefully I have a high motivation. That's got to be the start line.
Yeah.
For us, right? Like that's just something that we've always talked about. So I can't wait to start. And finally, it's like we're applying for the race, and then finally we get in, and we get to actually run the race.
Yeah. This is still practice kind of thing.
Yeah. And again, we're not putting down any affiliates. Like I'm not saying you're not good enough if you're not an affiliate or anything like that. I'm just saying it's kind of a mental note for me personally to keep my motivation high and make sure that if and when we get that opportunity and that place in our streaming life, I don't want that was never the end goal, right?
And I think it's just a way for us to. That's what we tell ourselves to make sure that we don't start slacking, too.
Absolutely.
Like that's not like, oh, okay, we have partner and we can just not stream much anymore, or we don't have to put in that effort, or like it's not like that. We want to make sure that not starting, but even when we do reach that partner and we get that badge, we get more motivation to make it even better from there. Absolutely. Kind of thing. And so it's just more of, it's kind of a little excuse to, look forward to more things, I guess. And we just don't want this all to end just at the badge. So, yeah.
And when there's a goal right there called partnership in a certain way, where they say, okay, this is the first line is the affiliate, right? And then once you pass that, there's a partner line. When there's something that's visibly kind of a stepping stone or a mark right there saying that if you pass this, you're good, right? When there's something physically there like that, and partner is the last one of those, right? I feel like if you don't prepare yourself and you don't prepare like, okay, once I do hit this, I want to do this, and this, and I want to do it this way. If you don't have that, I bet the burnout is so fast because you feel like, oh, I passed like the one very obvious kind of, yeah. And now what?
Yeah, kind of thing. And we just don't want that to happen. And so it's a way for us to make sure that we don't do that to ourselves, I guess.
We can't wait to start running the race.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's a lot of people don't get that opportunity to even get to that place, right? So hopefully we can do that. make everybody in the community proud too. Hopefully this year. I'm looking this year.
Hopefully this year.
Hopefully this year.
And we did say in our last podcast that if things don't start looking up this year, we're gonna quit. But yeah.
and I'm still like, that's
still
another
on the
way
table,
to kind of like make sure that we don't
start slacking either.
Yeah, start slacking. Make sure we put out something that people like, and not everyone's not gonna like everything, all the different challenges that we have, and like this month was the one game challenge, where most people in the top tier, they usually stick to one game. Let's try it out. Like I don't want to reject anything without actually trying it out, and it works in a certain way. We found a lot of information about why it works, why people keep coming back, why it attracts new people that are in that niche. But there's also a part where I'm like, I do want to play something else, because I'm not playing the game too, for me personally, and maybe for you, like you want to play something else too, because we've been doing that for like 2 years. So yeah, I think hopefully good things will come this year. And hopefully even more exciting things for the Isekai stream team too, because we can't say anything, but hopefully we got some good stuff coming for Isekai.
Yeah. We got a few plans, so
very excited. What else? Is there anything else you're looking forward to in 2020?
I mean, other than like the obvious, where there's a lot of good games coming out. But
we always talk about that.
I think that's probably, there's that. I mean, and then we talked about stream Isekai, so
usually we ask people for questions and we kind of read them out here, but I guess this time is more of a really reflective. It was a pretty interesting month for us.
Yeah, we learned a lot of things.
Things were visibly changing, and we had a different schedule, so I really wanted to focus on that, hone in on that one. So this is just Blue Me, and this is our first like on YouTube. We did one test, but it was like really weird.
It turned out terrible. So we're not gonna talk about that. But
hopefully, next month. Again, from now on, these are all public. You can check them out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I mean, if you're at this point of the podcast, you probably already know that. But yeah, everything from now on is gonna be on YouTube. This style for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we can upgrade in the future. But
more fancy.
Yeah.
Right now we're just very, we're very cozy right now. It's a very cozy scuffed stream. Not stream, sorry.
That's what people are
recording.
used to too. So hopefully the sound quality is not too bad.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. And we'll see you guys in the next band podcast. Take care, guys.
Bye.